Enter level here, and welcome to my next Let's Play, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. This is the second game in the series. It was released 1987, 88, thereabouts. And it's a direct sequel to The Legend of Zelda. And Zelda 2 is, well, a lot of people don't like it. And I kind of understand why. It's a pretty radical departure. It's got a lot of like platformer elements. It's a lot different from the original, so they really deviated from the formula of The Legend of Zelda. So let's take a look at the story. After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will wake only when the power of number 3 Triforce sealed in the palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventuresome quest yet. And it was in 1987. So, let's get started here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to get rid of the practice file there. And we're going to get started with Link. Yes, I actually did practice this time because I don't really know this game as well as I know the Legend of Zelda. And it actually took me a long time to beat this game because, well, one of the reasons people aren't partial to this game is it's kind of hard. So let's get going. Now, you see that Link has, I've given 3 lives, or all of us are given 3 lives when we start the game. And let's take a look. Alright, when you hit the start button, I'm playing this off my old NES. You can see that I don't have any magic. This is where your magic would go. It's showing Link as 2 lives, even though it just said I had 3. Well, the third one is the one I'm playing now, so I have 2 in reserve. I've got a space for keys, and if you read the story, as I read the story about the 6 crystals, you're given 6 crystals that you have to place in the palaces in order to basically undo a force field on the Great Palace, which contains number 3 Triforce, also known as the Triforce of Courage. It's all explained in the manual, but the manual is kind of confusing because this is supposedly the same Link from The Legend of Zelda, but this isn't the same Zelda, which makes me wonder what happened to the Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. But anyway, the story aside, let's take a look at the top of the screen there. That keeps us updated. You see a sword, that's your attack power. Level 1, magic. I've got 4 containers. Each container contains 16 points. Magic level 1 and life level 1. I've got 4 heart containers. As those levels go up, and you'll see on the right, you see next and some points. Well, Link actually gains experience in this game. So as he gains experience, he levels up, and as he levels up his life, his defensive power increases, and he can block more damage. Now he can still fire his sword. This is presumably the same magical sword. Oh! I thought he was gonna take that thing down with one shot. I was wrong. Those excuse me. Those blue little slime things are called bots, and the red ones are called bits. These bat things are called arches or eggs or something like that. And there we go. Now, this is called, I usually call them a point bag, but I guess it's technically called a treasure bag. And they'll have points in there. Now, once you reach a level, you'll have the option of increasing your level, or you could actually cancel and save your points for something more expensive. I'm just going to go ahead and take the level. Now, Link will be able to absorb a little more damage. Now, every time you defeat 6 enemies of the same type, they will drop either a magic jar, and randomly they might drop one of those point bags that was just sitting there. Now that point bag I just got is always there. It just sits there, and you can pick it up in that forest. That forest is one of the tiles that's just always going to be an area like that, even if no monsters attack you. And you saw me getting attacked by Ganon's monsters. If the bigger ones attack me, well, I'll face harder enemies. See what the townspeople have to say. Return the crystals to the palace in, it's either Parapa or Parapa. I don't know, I might call it Parapa. It's kind of funny, because in the manual, it said this information was passed down through Impa's family. So how do the townspeople know it? Is that one of Impa's relatives or something? When this guy here is telling us to use fire if our normal attacks don't work, so we'll have to keep that in mind. This woman here is offering to help us, and what she'll do is, although I don't need it, she'll restore my life. And that's exactly what she's telling us. I can restore your life. Now generally the NPCs that are moving like that don't usually say something important, although this guy does, I think. Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it when I came to town, but there's a big boulder blocking the road. So, hello, young fellow. Oh, that wasn't very helpful. And the only way to get through it is by using a magical hammer to bust it. Oh. Alright, talk with my father before you leave town. Okay. Already got invited to talk to her father. She must like Link. I think Link's spoken for. Maybe. I don't know what's going on with him in Zelda. Each town has a wise man, learn from him. Alright. Oh, a wise... Well, maybe it's a wise bald man. He's wearing a hat. I don't know. In Parappa Desert, uses magic to survive. And it's kind of funny. He kind of makes a funny face when he actually teaches you the spell. And now we've got the shield spell. Now, the way this works is... I hit the start button, make sure the spell I want is selected, then hit select, and the spell is cast. And you can see my tunic turns red. I can absorb more damage. I think it cuts damage in half. Kind of like the rings from the first Zelda. You remember the blue and red rings? Well, here we have a spell to do that. Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, you've been seeing me jump. The A button jumps, the B button for me swings the sword, so. This guy here, see what he has to say. Get candle in Parappa Palace. Go west. So I guess once we find Parappa Palace and grab the candle, we should head west. Good to know. I'm doing just a little bit of backtracking because I wanted to show the shield spell, but I used my magic. Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna go grab some. There's a woman, usually a man or a woman in town, just like the woman who healed my health. But in this first town, there's no magic healer. I forgot. So we're just gonna press on. And if I didn't look at it before, this is the town of Raru, first town in the game. And that name will seem familiar to you if you've ever played Ocarina of Time. Okay, this is one of the more dangerous encounters. Now those guys will actually throw their swords at me, and they'll take 2 hits. But they will leave you experience. I'm actually going to get into a battle on purpose with the smaller enemies. There we go. Now let me take care of this guy first. Now, see those guys? The moblins there? They don't leave any experience, but they can drop magic jars, which is kind of nice. But another thing I want to try to show you, remember every 6th one will drop one. They can also possibly drop a treasure bag. Even though they don't leave experience, every 6th one will drop one of these magic containers, and there's always a chance that it'll be a, I'm going to call it a point bag, even though it's called a treasure bag in the manual. And those point bags will actually be worth experience. So I just want to try to show, I'm not going to do this forever, but I want to try to show that it's possible to get experience points from these guys. And if you want to do some grinding, you can actually do it here. Alright, we're up to 4. So, alright, I'll kill 6 more and then I'll leave, which should be enough. But this is something you can do if you want to try to score some points. And it's random. There's no formula. I just keep doing it, and they'll keep dropping the magic jars. And maybe they'll drop the point bag, and maybe they won't. In this case, they didn't. But there have been times where I haven't been trying, and they'll drop, multiple point bags because I just happen to be running into a lot of enemies. But there's no other way to get experience from those guys other than having them randomly drop a point bag for you. Alright, now we're in Parappa Desert. And of course I run into the harder encounter. Now your shield will block these projectiles. So just stay with your shield, facing them, and you should be fine. And the palace is there. We're actually gonna go this way first. Anyway, oh, nice block. Nice defensive maneuver, Link. Link has a maneuver. Alright. Alright. So, yes, this place. Now, you can see those bubbles. They don't hurt you very much, but if they knock you into the water, Link cannot swim. You will die. It's really annoying when you get knocked into the water by this very weak little bubble thing. Oh, rats. Alright. This was You know, it's funny, I had all those magic containers waiting for the point bag, and I didn't pick one up, and I needed them. But anyway, not a big deal. This guy is a Garaya, and I'm just going to stab him to death and grab a heart container. Now you can see instead of 4, I have 5 full heart containers, which will be useful. Very much worth the little detour before going to the palace. Now, I just got to go back. And you know, I mean, if you're paying, you just gotta try to pay attention and look a little bit ahead of you, and just try to make sure there's no bubble where you're gonna land that could knock you into the water, and then you're fine. But it's really frustrating. I mean, to lose a life like that is the worst, and there are many places and even worse situations, because those you can kind of see what's coming. There are some instances where you can't really see what's coming. Alright, this is Parappa Palace in Parappa Desert, and I think I'm going to call it here. Up on our to-do list is to go into the palace, and as we've been told, we've got to place crystals in all the palaces. This is the first one. So that's on our to-do list for next time. This is Instant Level, and if there is a next time, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.